you started.
Game aborted.
Let's try this again. Take number 2, xQc versus Sardoche.
I'm white again.
The winner of Group B with the white pieces versus the second place player of Group A, Sardoche.
All right, let's go, brother. I'm gonna call my brother because we have like the
Interesting.
same name, so now we're technically related. Okay.
I agree. That's a good call there. That's a good call. In the Sicilian defense, let's see if xQc has made any preparations against the Sicilian, or will he just freestyle? His intuition is extremely good. He played some very sharp games in the group stage. Even the gambits that Daniel Negreanu has played against xQc, Felix managed to come back with the most accurate responses, the most precise responses in the opening, which is not easy to do when you face gambits. He plays bishop to c4. And
I don't know if he has anything prepped, but his development looks pretty solid so far. But he has been grinding so much, and it's definitely been paying off in his games.
I just want to early castle this, so get it out of the way.
He played this setup also against Daniel Negreanu. He likes to place the bishop on c4. I guess that comes from the usual e4, e5 openings, where we teach everyone that, oh, that's a good spot to attack the f7 pawn. And he does the same against the Sicilian.
Yeah, I like to call this
a
reverse London. Everything comes back to the London, but all right.
It's always about the London. I like the setup that Sardoche has gone for, because the bishop on c4 can be dangerous, pointing at that f7 spot. After e6, you make your pawn structure more solid and the king safer.
Yeah, Sardoche is not going to be falling for any traps today.
I don't think he will. You're right. He is the highest rated player. Very impressive. 1,400 rating points. He was almost at 1,500 at some stage a week or so ago.
I get mid control and I open up my bishop.
He started out
I kind of like that.
At the rating of 900 in January.
See what happens.
And he has gained over 600 rating points since.
Yeah, his rating is very impressive, but I think xQc is very close in level. So even though he's a little bit underrated, I think this match is going to be very close.
Absolutely. I don't think anyone is a favorite. I feel like they are very, very even when it comes to their expertise in terms of how many games they have been grinding through. Over 2,000 games by both of them.
Interesting way to play here.
And how well they did in the group stage. Both of them, well, xQc won his group stage, and Sardoche was close to tying the score against Benji Fish in that crucial match.
Just gonna open up my
so here, do you think that Sardoche is playing a little bit defensive? Only pushing his pawns one move. Not really controlling the center yet. What do you think of Sardoche's reply to xQc's opening?
I think it's solid, and I feel like Sardoche has prepared for this. He must have seen that xQc does have a couple of games with this bishop c4 setup, so I don't think it came as a surprise to him. Also, he has been playing very fast.
He's stacked on time. We gotta chill a bit.
It's 10 minutes with a 5-second increment per move. So
I don't know if I like getting my rooks inside that early.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's good enough. I think that's bad.
xQc is already
it's two things that can threaten them, and not much that they're pressuring.
Okay, I like it. He's putting in an attack. The bishop's probably gonna have to retreat to b3 here. He's getting a little bit of aggressive play.
b5 is a typical push indeed in the Sicilian. Later, black can develop the bishop to the long diagonal, bishop to b7. I wonder if xQc will choose bishop to b3 or drop the bishop back to f1, d3. There are also available squares on that diagonal.
That's terrible. Let's get out of there. Let's retreat this.
Yeah, I think both lines are good.
I'm taking a quick look at his screen, and he is drawing an arrow to the b3 square. So far,
good.
I don't like sticking my pieces like that. I'm not a big fan of this.
Logical decision to keep the bishop on that diagonal. If he is not worried that the bishop can get trapped, because the only downside of it would be if black manages to push the a pawn all the way to b4, then there's no space for the bishop. It's not happening as of now, of course.
Yeah,
7 minutes. We gotta make some good moves here. Good strong moves that are just out of the way. Boom, 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 boom. You know.
Some of his own pieces. So
this is good.
Play so far for xQc.
Let's listen in what he thinks about this position. I wonder.
The problem is this knight is not very protected, only by queen, which leaves you kind of vulnerable. Oh, wait a minute. Queen. Pawn push. Double attack. That's a double attack. Now this is no longer protected though. Do I care? It's a double attack. I'm gonna go for it. Ooh, that's art. That's actually really good.
He is ready to push his e-pawn to e5, and that would mean that both the knight on f6 and the rook on a8 would be hanging.
Oh, now I'm being double attacked.
But unfortunately for him, Sardoche immediately plays the best response. Bishop to b7, another pawn is pinned. You cannot push e5 because that would be, as we all know,
the Botez gambit. Yeah, the thing with these moves is like Box called them. They're serotonin moves. It looks nice because he has this one move threat, but now he pretty much just helped black develop, and now his queen's a little bit pinned.
Yeah, I think if he realizes that the queen, though, is doing well in the third
I'm not a big fan of this. I don't like what just happened.
For instance, g3, to then try to attack the king on g8 with a bishop move to h6. That would be a way to set up a checkmate pattern.
I need to get my rook out.
The king, he drops
he's also he's kind of stuck over there, though.
I think insisting on this idea that the pawn at some point should be pushed.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, he really wants to attack in the center, which
now what if
I think is a pretty solid plan so far.
1, 2.
I wonder if Sardoche will follow up with a knight development. That would be the next for him.
Yeah, and he could do some weird like
of the queen side, place the knight on c6 or d7. Both
some weird discovery later on. It's okay though. Let's not think about too far. I need to think about my game, not his game. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Okay, what he wants to do. I want to win the game.
Very high level opening preparation. I would say, but from xQc's side, I'm not even sure it's preparation. I think he has just a really good intuition for chess already after 2,000 games played.
I agree. Now this is an interesting move. He's a little bit overextending his
pawns,
but now if the knight comes to the side, he doesn't necessarily have squares to go. So where do you think xQc should be rerouting his knights?
Good question. I feel like knight a4 would be the square he's looking at. At the same time, I wonder if you'll notice that now the e4 pawn is no longer
now he takes it
guarded. That was the knight on c3 was protecting the e4 pawn, and now the bishop and the black knight from f6
that's really bad.
Attacking the pawn they could be taking on e4.
Could be the first fallen pawn, and he was trying so hard to push this guy too, but might not even get the chance.
What is this terrible?
Yeah. That's the bit of a downside of this queen move that
he played, right?
Because earlier the rook 2 was guarding the pawn, the queen, the knight, so many pieces of Félix were protecting the central pawn, but you don't want the capture to be starting with the queen.
Yeah,
you don't want that
exactly. He has the strongest defenders, but he just can't take because of this little bishop. It's very sad. Both his rook and his queen working together hard, but all right, there goes his pawn. It's okay.
Pawn up.
Come back from it.
I feel like because he's ahead in development, he does have compensation if he keeps playing very aggressive developing moves. Developing meaning that he also still needs to develop the c1 bishop and bring in the other rook as well. Bring the other rook to d1 possibly. So if he would, for instance, now make a developing move with the bishop or chase the knight away with f3 if he has to. He goes for it.
Okay. F3 kind of like, I mean, a little
so
bit
bad,
bishop,
dude.
But it is creating some weaknesses on this diagonal.
Now my rook is not breathing. He can't breathe, man. Somebody give him some oxygen, man.
I don't think there'll be any traps.
All these pieces are not doing anything at all.
I fully agree with you. And now it is over to Sardoche to see where do you place the knight, and
we can
there
recover
could
this
be
for sure,
tactics on the e6 square. I feel like if the knight simply goes back to f6, we could see a sacrifice on e6.
That would be a very nice sack. Actually, yeah, some of the chatters were pointing out this sacrifice earlier in the game, but this is hard.
I just dropped all my fuel in my eyes, dude.
We could take his sack, so he has to play very precisely.
Where does he move his knight anyway? From
g5.
I'm not even sure what is it that Sardoche is supposed to be playing here, because as you said, it doesn't matter if you go to f6 or c5. In both cases, the knight will be taken on c5, and then the e6 sacrifice is possible. Let's just show for a moment until Sardoche is thinking this knight f6 position.
This is doable.
And what happens? Oh, okay, he has played.
All right,
Sandra, your idea here. I think that knight on c5 will be taken. I think Félix will go for it.
This would be a killer tactic if he found. Technically, he just played a gambit here from knight takes c4. Like, if he's playing perfectly, that was a pretty nice pawn sacrifice.
Is that even good?
Indeed. Let's show it on our analysis board. I feel like, because it's a a long variation to take first on c5.
It's not bad.
Which eliminates the defender of the e6 pawn. After d takes c5, knight takes e6, sacrificing the knight. And if the pawn takes it, queen takes e6 is a check, which also attacks the bishop on e7. And you cannot defend with rook to f7 thanks to this very powerful bishop on b3.
I could just go for it. Why not?
I wonder if Felix will see it. I wonder if he spots this tactical motive and take the knight and then sacrifice on e6. That would be 5-head, absolute 5-head if he sees it.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I'll show the line again, but Sardoche looks so stressed, man.
Well, I could take a knight here.
Spotted it? Do you think he sensed that there was danger?
No, but then pawn up and then he has a nice formation there.
He looks like he's sweating. I think he knows, but I don't know.
At least I'm not giving this good pawn
He played a3 instead.
Formation. It's good. Yeah, at least I didn't give him a free nice pawn development. This is fine. See, this is fine. I actually prefer this. I prefer that. I think that's better. Because then my pawns aren't towered and I can still push them up. And then I get this play whenever this queen is out of position. Wait, this is actually not even that bad. If he leaves pawn there, I'm gonna have triple stacked pawns. That's terrible. But if he pushes, then I get normal pawns. There's not much I can do it against that, can he? No, I'm good. We're -1, but we're good. We're down by 1 pawn, but we're actually good here. I need to do better moves here one more time. I need to just make moves. I'm overthinking it. Just chill out, man.
Now without the bishop,
nice
if he ends up taking on e6, the rook will be defending at the end of the line.
There was the rook f7.
d5 is a great move by Sardoche.
And look at those pawns though, dude.
Reacted
look at him.
The central pawn push, allowing the trade on b4, but now after bishop takes b4, this bishop is really well placed, attacking the rook on e1.
Boom.
And then he could develop his knight. So his upper pawn has a really healthy pawn structure, and he just needs to finish the queenside development.
Let's go with that.
Unfortunately, his triple stack did not survive very long. We're down to a double stack, or doubled pawns. But I kind of like the stack terminology.
What's he gonna do, like queen push something like that? No, I can't do that.
No triple stack. We do have the double stack and the pawn down for Felix, so he needs to.
Okay, we're good. We're getting some time. We're good.
Aggressive attacking.
If he moves queen anywhere, I can just do this, and he forces his do like that, and that's really bad for him.
The bishop on d2, or will he drop it back? Because if he preserves the bishop, if he keeps it and goes back to that same d6,
this is a good position.
He would also have the pair of bishops, which
and my mid is already stacked. Which is very good for me.
Advantage on an advanced level, and I feel like this is already advanced level, so he might actually consider keeping it on the board.
Yeah, another thing to note, he's also up on the clock, so it is looking pretty good for Sardoche here. Okay, he chose to offer the trade, which is also good. You want to trade when you're up material.
But I'm not sure that he should allow it on b4. So I agree with you that trading overall could be beneficial to him, but now if bishop takes, a takes,
I think I'm just gonna go for it.
Pawn on b4 will be vulnerable, and queen to b5 would attack both the bishop on b7 and the pawn on b4. So xQc has a chance to win the pawn back if he spots that, although queen b5, queen e7, that's still not over.
Oh, wow, that's good!
But it would make Sardoche's life more difficult to develop the knight from b8.
Discovery!
It is exactly what you're saying. He's a little bit down, so
I wasn't thinking straight. I thought this knight could get. I thought I forked him.
Let's see if he spots it if we go over to his stream and listen in.
Well, I don't know what I'm doing here. No. What? Know what I'm doing. 1, 2. Check. Nope. Move, take. Is that good? It's decent. It's very unpredictable. I have to go fast here. Threatens this. So rook trade. It's not bad.
I think the reason why the other move order would have been better, and he was drawing an arrow to the b5 square, so he literally almost played queen to b5.
No,
now the difference is if for instance they trade on a1, rook takes a1,
2 minutes on the clock. I have to just play, please. Stop saying just fucking do it, man. Just do it. Just start playing the game.
Both
Holy.
of your knights on that diagonal hanging, and you need to find a way in which you can guard the c5 knight so that it will not fall. There's a
there's nothing else you can do about it. There's nothing else to play here. There's literally nothing else.
I'm not even sure what's the best way to continue there. Sardoche is taking the rook. He is trading on a1. Let's see if he follows up with queen to b6 or any similar idea about the knights being somewhat exposed and vulnerable on that diagonal, the long diagonal.
Yeah, this is getting into a really tough position here. He didn't even have counterplay to take the bishop.
Oh my goodness, this is good.
To attack the queen, because then he would have given him a check earlier. So he is in a little bit of a messy position. Oh wow, and he plays it. Sardoche has been playing so accurate.
He's playing really well, and after queen to b6, I wonder if the only move for xQc is either a sad rook c1 when black can continue with rook c8, bringing yet another piece to the attack, or he will eventually.
Oh no, I see it. Yeah, he sees it.
Queens.
I don't want to go for it. I don't want to tell you, chat, but he has a big move here.
B5,
if I do this, he does that check, king moves, pawn takes, but
now the house is on fire, so I think he should trade queens.
Yeah, queen b5 here. I mean, once again, trading down material.
Takes that now. His
knights are pretty strong. He has pressure on the bishop. He has the open file. So a queen trade, he still has chances for sure.
I agree. Let's go over to
that was good.
Actually,
that's
wait
good.
a second. He has
that was one of my exits.
Rook c1.
But it's not the end of the painful part and how difficult it will be with that pin if Sardoche continues with rook to c8.
I can probably stack here for helping. Bang. Okay. But then I'm stuck with my king. I don't like that. Or just move back like this then. And I can fork this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Move queen here and fork that. There's not much I can do here. He's gonna trade. He's gonna do it, is he? He's gonna go for it. He's gonna go for it.
Oh my goodness.
It's gonna be a bit of an issue. Andrea, if we could bring our board back and show what's happening in this position with that c5 knight. Unfortunately for xQc, this is now pinned through the c5, through the diagonal. Knight to a6 adds yet another attacking piece.
Yo, I'm bugged in now, dude. This is
c5 square. That's the key square here. That's the key piece. The c5 knight is going to fall. There's not another piece that white can bring here to the defense. The b4 knight, unfortunately, is unable to guard their body on c5. You cannot protect it.
Yeah, queen b5 was the only way. He has the same situation when he pinned his queen earlier. And now we can't save the piece. It's getting really tough. He doesn't even have any like tactics try to stack. Oh,
there's nothing to do here.
Okay.
Even then, he just does this.
Knight to d7 to try to invade Sardoche.
But he's losing
he didn't do it.
Rook.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's still -5 though.
That's so quick. He didn't even have to double check. He was so confident that he's taking
that was my only move, I think.
And then the rook. So both queens are off of the board, but this is now an extra.
I'm gonna keep it a stack though. He didn't think about it. I don't want to discredit him, but he didn't think about this move.
Right now, he's so focused. You know, when like half your face is covered by your hands, you're in your zone. He's been killing it.
He's certainly in the zone, and he's on his way of claiming the first game with an extra rook. He's about to take on
no
B2
shot
as well. I think he'll.
I get a free check. It's over. I'm stuck on time here, dude.
Push in the center or try to win the B3 pawn as well to create a passed pawn.
That would have been pretty good for defending, but it's whatever.
I can't tell if
silent.
There's no. Is it our end or is
no, I'm stuck on my pawns. It's
not
terrible.
even any music. Oh, there he is.
Oh, we now do hear his stream, but
One,
I think
two,
it's gonna be the background music and the silence of his thoughts.
Yeah, I don't think he's saying anything much here. But luckily, xQc has that Hikaru prep for next round. So anything can happen.
True. Let's see
I'll play fast.
Maybe
go first.
Preparation against the London can fight back in the next game. Unfortunately for xQc, this endgame is just very unlikely that one can go wrong. It will take mouse slip or time pressure that could get to black, but Sardoche has more time as well. So extra more time.
I mean, this extra rook is just all the pawns are gonna fall. His knights can't defend everything. I don't know where he's trying to run. Maybe he's trying to set up a stalemate or something.
I think so. I think he placed the king on h4 because you're right. That could still be a pattern if the king has nowhere to go and he manages to sacrifice the remaining pieces.
Actually, if there was no pawn, no knight, and no other knight, we would have had a stalemate. It was a great plan. We just had to remove some more pieces. Exactly. But he's trying to sack them. He's gonna give them all. He's gonna give everything.
I think that's what we're gonna see exactly, and we shall see. We shall see. It will if it will work out.
He's still on time though. He's gonna have to think really fast.
His fair share of stalemates in previous PogChamps editions, and I think he's very well aware that that's his last chance here.
That is true, but something tells me from Sardoche's play so far, he's not gonna fall for any rookie mistakes.
And he's going for the b3 pawn, which is very logical. Once you eliminate that pawn, you have a passed pawn 3 squares away from promotion. So rook takes b3 and then move the rook away so that you can freely push the pawn toward b1.
Yeah, this is killer. I mean, xQc decided against his stalemate plan. Now he's defending his knights. Oh, he doesn't take the b3, comes to attack f4.
Interesting. I would have predicted that the capture will happen. Maybe Sardoche is considering that it could be a checkmate pattern. He wanted to take on f4. He can still do it after h6 check and king h4, rook takes f4.
Yeah, he should have tried to retreat to g3.
That's fine.
Let's see where the rook goes. There aren't too many squares funnily enough for that rook.
That is true. He has to run to maybe f1. He should just come chase this pawn, and then the finishing touch will be this passer here.
g5 is a great move too, to support the rook with that pawn push. So black is up a rook and also a couple of pass pawns at this stage. He didn't take the b pawn, but he also has the d pawn as a pass pawn. So d4 and then trying to push d3 would be another way.
This is the best thing I can see here.
Going for this
is the best move that I can think about right now. I don't have much time.
Stalemate plan and also knight forks. And Félix wants to take on e6 to win the rook.
Check,
and if king takes f8 here,
take, and we go -1.
Knight fork, knight to g6.
My options are limited here, boys.
He's giving away all his knights for the rook, but he's really trying. He's really trying.
Yeah, the sad part, like even with this nice tactic,
there it is.
I mean,
I did it.
He just has his little king against and his 2 pawns.
I'm happy about that.
Not much.
I'm happy about that. That's not bad.
Now the rook has gone for the 2 knights, and what remains on the board is still unfortunately very, very tough for xQc. It's 2 extra pieces and 4 pawns, 4 pass pawns for Sardoche.
The games were going. All right. Okay, they did trade. Had to catch up here. Well, okay, and the stalemate chances are looking better and better. What can I say?
We gotta push that h1.
Yeah. There we go. Now it's just the king against the world.
No, he's got it.
But I don't know if his dreams are gonna come true.
Let's see if it's gonna be stalemate or checkmate. We are just a few moves away from seeing the reality. If queen to g3 would have been checkmate, but Sardoche did well. He shouldn't bring the queen that close. He brings the king in, and now it's checkmate on the board.
No mercy.
The first game.
He made a bunch of times though.
At all.
Wow. So yeah, xQc really threw everything he had for that stalemate, but
I think it was still pretty good though.
Very clean.
Not much I got done there.
That was a killer game.
I think he actually got lucky on one of these developments.
A killer game, and
I was
we're gonna be back with a second game with colors reversed. As you mentioned, for the next game, it's gonna be the preparation of GM Hikaru against the London system. So hopefully that will go better for xQc, because he did have his chances in this game too, with that sacrifice on E6 if he had spotted it. Second game, Sardoche won the first game, meaning that xQc is in a must-win situation. He has to win. If he doesn't win, he will be eliminated the London system. Everyone's already getting excited. Let's see the GM Hikaru preparation.
This is the game I've been looking forward to, man. Because I don't play a single other opening as white except the London system. So when I see it, I get really excited because it's, you know, the one thing I've studied a lot.
Celebrate
London system. So far, so good. Knight to C6 is the move that Hikaru was showing to xQc, with the setup being E6 and bishop to D6. So let's see if Felix follows up along the lines of the Super GM preparation.
Pawn piece here is fine, right? Is it not? That's not what we talked about? I think I'm losing memory. King check, pawn move. Retract. Push. Back. No. King check, pawn move back. Yeah, who knows? Thread the juicer. Boom, bing. Sneak attack. Sneak attack. For castle. I think this is fine so far.
What do you think of this F4 push, if you could show it on our board?
Well,
castle.
Actually,
now we're developed. We're good.
F4 is incorrect. And so now I don't think we're going to be playing into the Hikaru position. But I mean, it's okay. But now we've kind of created this weakness. And normally you want your bishop to be defending here a little bit of premature pawn push. That is from the London
Let's go rook in front.
I see.
And then pawn push.
So you wouldn't have pushed f4, but even if it's not perhaps the best approach by white, Sardoche does have his plan to avoid the bishop trade and support the e5 square, and he immediately jumps to e5 with his knight, and then the next knight, the other knight, could come to f3 as well. So I like that he's got a setup
somehow I feel like I'm getting juiced
clear
here, dude.
in his mind, and he's going for it.
Yeah, this is still a pretty common plan for the London. He just pushed early, but it's still pretty easy to play, pretty comfortable, but he might have some kingside weaknesses depending on
if I take with this and he pushes up and I take and he takes, I'm now in a fork.
So it will be harder to find.
That's the issue. This f4 push, whether it was the best or not, it has prevented the GM Hikaru preparation, where they mainly were focusing on positions with the trade of bishops. Now, the trade of the bishop for the e5 knight, how do you see the opening of the f5 in this system?
Now I'm stacked.
I mean, this is okay. I think these pawns are pretty strong, and that now we have the bishop pair. Sometimes I get really annoyed when, you know, they copy you, and then they come do the same thing and get their own pawns, and then even push f5 too. But I don't know if xQc is going to come for this center.
No, that's not in the check. What am I talking about?
Let's see if he's going toward e4 with the knight or d7. The knight doesn't have any other options where it wouldn't be taken for free.
No, I'm all jammed.
I must say what Sardoche is doing, sometimes when I get paired against
really
high-rated players, I make sure that I'm not playing theory.
But I have to.
Because I feel like then you kind of have better chances even if it's slightly wrong. All right, we got a knight d7. Playing safe.
It's okay. It's not terrible yet.
The knight later could jump to f8.
The only problem with this opening is that my pieces are all jammed up.
Sardoche will continue.
My queen achieves nothing. What does my queen even threaten here? Like one line. Cool, man. So good, bro. 1, 2,
yeah, I think
3.
bishop d3 is the right plan. He probably pushed c3 to avoid some knight b4 attacking the bishop. His development is looking good.
Is that even good?
c3 is the traditional push. I guess he may have been worried about bishop to d3, knight b4.
Yeah, so the hard thing here, and I was going to ask you, what do you think the best plan for xQc to develop is? Because his pieces are all pretty passive, and all bunched up
I don't know.
together and
Let's just play the game.
already.
It's tough. You're right with the knight
get
on
that pawn out of there, fuck
d7, the
it.
way of the bishop. Oh, f6 though.
I like it.
I was gonna say, I think you need
This is
to try
force of what, 3?
to explode
One,
that central
2,
structure
3.
of white.
Yeah.
f6 is the way to go, but bishop h4 by Sardoche immediately to pin the pawn.
He is so fast.
Now this is getting risky.
This is great because his pieces could not develop anywhere. He has to break through somewhere. But Sardoche is playing these fantastic moves so fast.
Whoa, what's happening here, dude?
This is a really tough situation for xQc because he did have the right plan, but
Queen
now
up.
you're not able to take on e5 because of the pin, and pushing the pawn to g5 would be too committal. He should definitely not weaken his king.
Fuck it, I'm doing it. I mean, fudge it. I mean, you know.
Oh, no.
Queen up is terrible here.
Thanks to mana.
I can always protect.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it can still turn out well, but I feel like this is too committal.
Yeah, now just xQc is.
I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it.
Almost naked and afraid. Look at all these holes.
Queen push.
But you can bring in the troops, maybe.
And
he has to queen push here.
The pawn. So I guess his reasoning is that if the bishop goes back to g3, then he could take multiple times on e5, queen to g4 by Sardoche to now pin the g pawn as well. He's definitely a master of pins, pinning now.
Yeah.
Also the second pawn on g5. I wonder if there is
tricky
sacrifices now on e5 because if
Bang.
knight takes e5, pawn takes, and then you take again on e5 with the knight.
Push, though.
You have given up a piece, but the queen has to leave, and then you could trap not, but take the bishop on h4.
Except if the queen goes to g3, right? Because then we can maintain.
In that case, I think my plan is ruined. Yes.
It was a good idea.
Bing.
Wait. No, then we trap the bishop because then you can move the king away from the g5 and the bishop has nowhere to go. I didn't see that coming, but it makes
I'm just gonna go with this for now.
Makes some sense.
That's true. I think, white is still gonna be killing this position. But an idea.
It looks too dubious. Looks too suspicious because the bishop could have taken on g5. So we are in the midst of our analysis. While xQc simply pushes h6 to strengthen the structure.
Which maybe it was probably safer than sacrificing, but this is still. It's just so much attack on his king so early, and he's so behind development on the
I'm still threatening it though. I'm still threatening. This is great.
Is indeed a really good practical decision in order to make the king
this is still great.
Safer. And he could in the future push the f pawn now that the g pawn is
doing
so
good.
well guarded.
I'm still threatening.
Go f5 to try to chase that queen away.
f5 would be
I forgot about my pawn. That's saying, yo, you're about to get fucked up.
Here on his king, and then
what? Oh,
maybe
he takes,
could even
threaten it.
It's
still threatening.
Eventually.
And then again, those ideas would be possible after f5, queen g3.
No, we're good.
You move the king away from the g file and the bishop on h4
is fantastic.
trapped.
We're both attacking.
At some point it should work.
This is great.
Yeah, so now it's up to Sardoche. Maybe he's gonna see this
attacking,
prevent it and play something safe, like retreating his bishop.
He loses mid control. He takes.
Aggressive.
I take back and I threaten again.
I guess he doesn't have any sack idea, like queen h5, take the bishop, give some checks.
Oh yeah, he's sweating for sure now. We got him on the ropes, boys.
There's a lot of ideas.
Boys, he's running out of juice.
He won the
he's
first
juiced
game,
out.
so if he finds a way in which he can force a perpetual check, he would be claiming
running out of juice
match.
Now.
So it makes a lot of sense for him to look for queen h5, queen g6, and try to give perpetual.
Yeah, actually, I think this is a perpetual because.
And once that pawn moves, any take for cross, boom, the queen shields it. Oh yeah,
so there
this is great.
Is a force. Well, if they take the bishop.
If he doesn't do anything too fancy here, pawn up.
I think you have just solved the match. If he spots queen to h5, which
any correct moves? Question mark.
A really strong attack for white, or if the bishop is accepted, it's a perpetual check for white. That's all that
This move is going to take him a lot of time to figure out.
And this is the match situation. I think if it was just a normal game, white should try to play this for a win because the position is better. But with a draw and only a draw, you can.
Ooh, what you did there was really fucking risky.
The next stage to the semifinals, he plays bishop instead, which is very ambitious, but it may not be.
Oh my god, it's now the advantage is in black side. I think maybe the plan is f5, but the eval bar took a big drop.
I think he has stepped into the sacrifice I was trying to make work. Knight takes e5.
You've been the knight one, not even the f5.
Knight takes
let's play it out.
So that when d takes, another knight takes, and now the queen and the bishop are hanging. And if you drop the queen back to e2 to guard the d3 bishop, then the h4 bishop is taken. So you cannot guard both bishops.
Wow. Wow. Okay, I don't want to miss it. Let's see. See if if xQc is gonna find it.
I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah, f5 was a little bit of a safer
Nah, it's
move.
double threatening.
Still blocking the
I'm sure he doesn't like that.
That was a really complicated tactic there.
Oh, he hates that.
f5 pushed by xQc, which is again logical, but I'm afraid
hates that
he's
move.
pushing Sardoche to finding queen to h5
Bang!
after winning.
Boom! Bang, bang!
Oh, but if it's a draw, he's eliminated. So again, because it's the knockout stage already.
And if queen is a move from here,
has to win
he just
earn
moves
a
back.
tiebreaker.
Yeah,
oh
xQc
no!
had two very killer tactics in each game, but they're both, you know, a couple moves of calculating. They're pretty hard to spot. These are no puzzle rush tactics.
Yeah,
that you get
queen back here is a strong move.
Or something.
But
now,
then
this was very
king
complex.
across.
The sacrifice on e5. The first time I went for the sacrifice, it didn't even work. So
yeah, I'm not
wondering.
I didn't even see it the second time
bishop.
around. So
if queen h5, I think Sardoche will be claiming the match, because I don't even see a way for black to avoid the checks or not lose the h6 pawn. So it's either way too dangerous, the attack, or you accept the fact that you can take the bishop. But
king needs to move somewhere. Sorry, I could go hide. Across is good.
Move, I do think that xQc has a chance, because if you drop the queen back to
pawn backwards if you do that.
again, black could
consider moving away the king from
the g file, and then the h4 bishop is trapped again. This is the tactical motive we were trying to make
queen
work.
up is good.
And I think it's working.
Yeah, this would be pretty nice, because the queen will also
what if I
defend
could do
g5.
king across?
It's not even like white can sack a lot. Oh no, what did we miss? Wait.
Queen to g3.
He played queen g3, wow.
Sardoche didn't play queen to h5, but places
I could get checkmated right here.
So let's see if xQc will notice that by moving the king away,
king across.
I might...
King. Yeah, it's good. That's good. Yeah, that's good. I don't get checkmated here, do I? Please don't lose here. This guy cannot move anywhere. He has to give it up. He has to. Bishop take, pawn takes. Okay. Queen attacks. Or queen attacks. No, probably we would go for queen attack. King moves. Queen attacks. King moves. Queen attacks. King move. Queen attacks. King move. Queen attacks. I don't know. This is difficult.
Yeah, he's going back and forth here. All right.
Let's bring our board back and show what's happening, because Sardoche had to realize that the bishop was gonna be lost, so he places the knight on f3 and then takes on h4. If we just roll back one move, I was really worried again about that queen appearing near the king. So instead of knight takes h4, which happened instantly, I thought Sardoche could have gone for your idea with the perpetual queen to g6.
I need to activate these pieces. They're all blocked in.
And then it would have been better on h7.
Push. Is there any way you can go to protect the knight?
Square is guarded, but these are tiny details that are very difficult to spot when you're in the midst of the game, and it's such a complex, messy position. Knight takes h4 makes sense too, to try to attack the king. Let's see if xQc will bring more pieces to the king side. You need to get your rook and queen involved. Rook to g8, for instance, would be very logical.
Yeah, I was gonna say with queen g6, I think even xQc.
Yeah, I can force trade here.
Something like a knight e8, knight f8, and then maybe blocking here.
Why not? It helps me breathe a little bit.
This is still very tricky, though. I like that he didn't choose to take the pawn, which would have helped xQc's pawn structure. But now we have this isolated pawn and this open file.
Let's go back to xQc's stream and see if he's thinking of rook to
g8
or queen g5.
I'm going for it. Oh no, I lost. I'm so dumb. Bang. Up. It's not bad though, it's fine. Check. Move. I don't even know. I forced traded because I'm +2. And I want to go for trades. In a better position, even with better pawns too. Yeah, he's thinking about some crazy fort move here. He's gonna find it. No, he won't. If I were to stack my juicers like this, he would just go boom. What does that even do for him? Take queen. Good. Yes. Good. Yes. I need to make my pieces go away now. Please, fudge. Bing, bang, bing. Boom, no. I need to make my pieces move, dude. Knight across is fine. Boom. Bang. Activate my pieces, man. We're both decent on time. I need to figure out a way to attack that. That's decent. The pawn push. This piece is rolling me right now. I need to get it out. Thank you.
Let's bring our board back for a moment and see some of these options. Again, this is a great chance for xQc to make a comeback. Sardoche is leading 1-0 in this match, and it's already the knockout stage, meaning that xQc has to win this game. He's now up a piece, and all that Sardoche has is a pawn to compensate for it. Not much, especially considering that it's not a pass pawn.
And they're stacked, as we say,
I
not
just gotta
double.
move.
But exactly. Yeah. Stacked pawns. Oh. And now g4 offering the pawn. I don't know if Sardoche miscalculated it, that there are two pieces of black attacking that square.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
takes
know.
The pawn.
Is that bad for me?
Wow. Oh, he was planning to win it back, but I mean, black can just defend his pawn here.
He might have miscalculated that now there's h5 push to guard the pawn, and the rook on g3 is stuck. So it's not only that he lost the pawn,
Can't go anywhere.
The pawn on its own wouldn't be that much of a disaster, but the fact that you cannot move your rook ever, how will he activate the g3 rook?
Oh no, I was gonna say just has to watch out for this knight check. He's been preparing, but
Ooh, that's tough.
All right.
I did not think about that.
Okay, so xQc did step into the knight fork, but it's not the end of the world if he will take one of the minor pieces for it. So he can either take on g6 or move the king and then take back on f8.
Yeah, there's a few. I think even after this
I think he has already made his decision before we could have listened in. He does take on g6, but now he has to be careful with those pawns. The h5 pawn is hanging, and if he loses that pawn, the g4 pawn too will fall.
It's okay.
Yeah, he only has one way to defend his pawn, bishop e8. He, right now, even though he just lost exchange, he's still doing much better because he has this passed pawn here, but he can't drop these pawns.
Yes, he's got two minor pieces for the rook, but he has to guard the pawns. And you're right, Andrea, it's not so easy to find bishop e8 or something tricky with the knight jumps if he gets over to f5, but that's way too dank. Knight e7 to then go knight
f5. He's
I don't want to get caught in this position where he takes pawn for free.
The key to success. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
And now it's back in white's favor.
The G3 rook was completely dead, and now it's back in the game after the G4 pawn
now he's
drops.
free. He's breaking free from the chains of this pawn.
I mean, he took it for free.
Taking 2 pawns almost. And there goes another one. Oh, man.
Oh, no. And the issue with the king to h6 is that after rook h1 or bishop g4, there will be checkmate patterns too now.
Yeah, we got the rook roller here holding
rook
back
stack.
the king. We just have to take this pawn. Wow.
Yeah, my piece is all stuck.
Was a turn of events. xQc with the piece up, but he did not see that knight 4 coming. Rook f8 would have been a logical move if it wasn't for the tactical pattern. And now this should be mate in 2. Rook takes g4.
That's retake. Guys, I'm not paying attention. There's no way, dude. No shot.
Checkmate.
Yeah, the king move was GG. It's terrible. It's over.
King to f5.
And
isn't that checkmate?
Yeah,
GG's. Oh, isn't that checkmate? Okay, I had the win. I fucked up with that move, dude. Dude, come on, man. I had it, dude. I had it.
I think CSGO would be some pretty good content.
I think so. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that's a scuffed camera. It's okay though. It's working fine.
It is working. It is working. Thank you so much for turning it on for us.
All right, here we go.
Looks great.
Yeah. Okay.
In 5.
Good try, Félix xQc.
2.
Welcome back to the coverage of PogChamps 3 presented by Grip6. We are being joined by the heroes of the first ever championship bracket clash between Sardoche and xQc. Sardoche, congratulations. This has been a nail-biting finish. And xQc, you almost made a miracle happen, as I was telling you while we were getting ready for the interview. Let's begin with you, Sardoche, about first of all, your thoughts on these 2 games, and how do you feel about making it to the semifinals?
Well, it was very, very stressful because I knew xQc was really good in open position, and so do I. So I could get punished if I go for tactics. So, well, I tried to close it up a bit. I knew he had a preparation for my London system by Ikaru just before the stream. But sadly, I had my coach telling me exactly how to actually counter this, so I'm really sorry, but my coach won on this one.
Is that a shout out to Blitzstream, Kevin Bordy, or Nemo?
Kevin on this one, yeah. Yeah, Nemo helped a lot, but on this C4 move, I must admit I would have never found it by myself. That was Kevin Bordy, yeah. Sorry. Sorry, Karu, I'm really sorry, but the game was really intense. I put myself in a so hard situation in the white game, and you did so well with your pawns. I was in so big trouble, and well, I gave up my bishop and went like, okay, maybe my knight will do the job, and he did at the end. So I'm proud, but well, that was a bit lucky.
Yeah, the bishop was stuck on the left side of the map. And I'm just kidding. Yeah. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I saw the bishop and the queen were like stacked upper left. But the only thing is that at mid there was like a fork trade I could have done that I didn't see, and the computer kept saying wrong. Like it kept wanting me to do it, but I didn't see it. I didn't get a grasp of it.
Are you talking about the knight fork or? In the very first game.
The knight sacrifice to knight take, knight fork.
Yeah, that would have been nice right before f5. And I pointed this one out.
Yeah, in first game there was a tactic, I missed it.
Yeah, in both games actually it was a very instructive motive, but such a difficult one to find. Andrew, I think you were showing the right moment there with knight takes e5. That's the one Felix was referring to, that here you could have sacrificed the knight, and now the queen is hanging, the bishop on d3 is hanging, and also the h4 bishop will be in the air if the queen moves away from the g5. So you would have won the piece back and you're up a couple of pawns.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, easy, right? Easy chess. This was a very, very difficult, very advanced level tactical pattern. But even the way you played, Felix, you found a way to make sure that the queen has to go to g3. So you pushed f5 with the idea to push the queen down. And then you stepped away from the g5 with the king. It was very logical because the bishop is trapped.
Yeah. Yo, my pieces couldn't breathe, man. I was stuck there. That position was...
That is true.
My king felt so alone. Look at him. Look at him. He has like...
Yeah, I was pretty sure even if I trade my bishop, I could still be winning this activity. But, well, I'm not sure exactly. But, it's really hard to play this game when your pieces are behind and you can't move them. So,
yeah,
but that was my idea when I put my knight on e5. If you would actually take it, I would take me with my pawn and kick your bishop out, your knight out in a way you couldn't play anymore your back pieces. So yeah, that was the idea behind the Pitbury plan actually.
Yeah, I mean, have you been grinding the game out because you have a pretty solid mid game? You've been playing a lot of it. You've been playing a lot of chess. I didn't.
I started like 2 months ago, and I played like mostly chess for the last 2 months. Honestly, I just played like 8 hours a day. So I'm just obsessed. So yeah, I play a lot in this time.
Yeah, you improve really fast whenever you play a lot in one day, like a lot of hours in a row. I feel like you you get there, you get a lot of improvement. I noticed.
Yeah. When I'm on something, I just dedicate my life into it. So today is chess. Tomorrow I don't know.
Yeah.
But that was some really intense game, honestly.
Ouais, c'était une bonne partie, t'as bien joué.
Merci beaucoup, quel plaisir.
The two of you have been on a huge grind for the whole event. As you said, xQc, you started basically PogChamps. We can thank to you and the collaboration with you and Hikaru that the entire chess boom started, and the series, the PogChamps series, grew out of that collaboration. And now you're here for your third PogChamps. Unfortunately, we'll need to say goodbye to you, but will we see you be back for PogChamps 4?
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. When I come back, I'll be stronger than ever, and I'll take the crown then.
Would be awesome to get to a rematch.
Yep. Okay. Well.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Au plaisir. Au revoir.
Ciao.
Sardoche, good luck, and see you at PogChamps 4.
Good luck,
Sardoche. Yeah, thank you. Goodbye.
That has been the first of our quarterfinals with Sardoche winning and qualifying to the semifinal.
Oh, come on. This could have been it, dude. Guys, I was in a tough position, dude. Fuck, man.